Coming up on this HTFL station, the Cleveland Browns travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers in a few moments. On a slightly blustery day at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, 60 degrees, clear skies, winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour, it is time for some more HTFL football. I'm Big Paulie, and I'll be calling the play-by-play for you. Otto Graham leads the Cleveland Browns up against Big Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're about ready to go. Lou Groza to tee it off from the 35.
Holding, receiving team.
And it's Polamalu. Gets called for holding, so Pittsburgh starts at their own 13. Setting the offense real quick for Pittsburgh, it's Bettis, Johnson, Brown, Ward, Miller at tight end. The offensive line, Kolb, Fenica, Webster, DeCastro, and Jackson. And we'll set the defense for Cleveland for you after this first play. As usual, as the home team, I control the plays for Pittsburgh. Bettis on a dive. And Bettis picks up 6 yards. Remkus on the tackle for Cleveland. Let's set the Cleveland defense for you. This is a mixed team of sorts. The Cleveland Browns prior to 1995 and prior to them moving to Baltimore, and the new Cleveland Browns 1999 onward. Cleveland Rams would also be eligible, although offhand I am not seeing any Cleveland Rams on this roster. But let's set it for you. Ford and Burnett at defensive end. Remkus and Shirk to your defensive tackles. The linebackers Banks, Johnson, Matthews, Dixon, Menefield, Darden, and James, and Dixon and Menefield were a part of that run that the Browns had in the 80s, nearly going to the Super Bowl 2 or 3 times. Johnson, John Henry Johnson's going to get it on the trap here. And he picks up a first, gain of 5, moves it out to the 24, first and 10. How about Bettis on a sweep right? Pick up 4 yards. Of course, Pittsburgh winners of 6 Super Bowls. Cleveland won a whole bunch of AAFC and NFL championships from 1946 to 1964. Haven't won one since then, but these are 2 proud franchises. We're going to go Johnson, and I like his chances here on the screen. Incomplete pass. And that's going to make it a 3rd and 6 at the 28. We'll go to John Stallworth on a medium hitch. Big Ben finds Stallworth, first down. Roethlisberger just beat out Terry Bradshaw to get the starting call here at quarterback, much to the displeasure of TB. Thought he should be the starter. Trap right with Bettis. And Pittsburgh, I don't think you're going to see a lot of fancy football between these two teams. Pittsburgh and Cleveland will probably just keep it on the ground a whole bunch of times today. Stretch play to Johnson. Cleveland showing blitz. Pick up a 3 yards. Shirk on the tackle for Cleveland. And that brings up a 3rd and 1. And who else would you like to give it to in short yardage than the bus, Jerome Bettis? But hold on.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty.
Shirk gets called for encroachment. First down, Steelers. Hines Ward, we haven't called his number yet. Medium slant. But that pass was a dump off to Johnson, not caught. Cleveland putting some good defensive pressure on. Bettis, off tackle right. Dixon makes the tackle after a 7-yard pickup for Jerome Bettis out of Notre Dame. And you see his profile there. And it will now be 3rd down and 3. He'll go to Zach Miller on a slant. Throw underneath. A throw underneath to Bettis on a check down. And Matthews on the tackle. Let's take a look at Matthews real fast, if we can. Clay Matthews played out of USC in 1985. He was on those Browns teams of the 80s that did so well for Marty Schottenheimer. 1st and 10 now for the Steelers at the 30 as they have continuously moved the ball. A 10 play drive so far, 57 yards and chewing up 5:28 of clock. We're going to go to Antonio Brown on a short out. And Brown, pickup of 11, tackled by Minifield. Let's take a look at Minifield real fast. He was out of Louisville, and like I said, he played on those teams in the 80s that were so good. Cleveland missing the Super Bowl a few times back in those eras. Denver was always seemed to be around to knock him off. Trap right, Jerome Bettis. And a gain of 1 yard. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. We'll go 3 wide receivers. Bring Stallworth back in the game. Medium cross. Incomplete pass. That time he was looking for Bettis. Couldn't find him. So Big Ben will go into the shotgun. And he'll look for Heath Miller on a medium hitch. And that was an incomplete pass. He was looking for Miller. So the drive stalls. They'll kick a field goal here. Gary Anderson trots on. And it's good.
Offsides.
So hold
Defense.
on.
5-yard penalty.
Cleveland called for offsides, but they'll take the points. And there would be a 4th and 4, and they probably would have to kick it again anyway. So it's going to be 3-0 Steelers. Eric Metcalf, the son of Terry Metcalf, who we saw in HTFL action earlier in the week against Washington, he is the deep man for this kickoff. And Metcalf picks up 25 yards, goes to the 27. So for the first time today, we'll set the Cleveland offense for you. And what an offense this is. Jim Brown at tailback, Marion Motley at fullback, number 76, Mitchell and Warfield at wide receiver, Kellen Winslow at tight end, Otto Graham your quarterback, your offensive line, Thomas, Hickerson, Mack, Willis, and Shafraff. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. Otto Graham wearing number 14. He originally started out wearing number 60 for Cleveland. They have a 1st and 10. Marion Motley Picks up 3.
Illegal motion. Offense.
It's going to be
Number
called back.
42, 5-yard penalty.
Paul Warfield got caught. And with that, it's going to be 1st and 15 at the 20. We'll set the defense for you real fast. And Pittsburgh has an extraordinary defense. A lot of 10s on the board. Elsie Greenwood, Hayward, Mean Joe Green, Hampton, Ham, Jack Lambert, Joey Porter, Rod Woodson, Mel Blount, Troy Polamalu, and Donnie Shell are going to be your starting 11 for Pittsburgh. 1st and 15. Pick up a 5 by Jimmy Brown on the drive play. Jim Brown out of Syracuse played for the Browns from 57 to 65. And a lot of people say that Brown was one of the great NFL players of all time. Quit at the peak of his career to go into movie acting. Had a pretty modest career there. And never got interested in playing football again. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Cleveland at their own 25. This time they were looking for Mitchell, incomplete. Jim Benton's going to come into the game for the Cleveland Browns. And Bobby Mitchell, Paul Warfield, and Jim Benton. So you got 2 number 49s in the game, and under HTFL rules, that's perfectly legal. 3rd and 10. And let's see, that is going to be Brown on the catch, 9 yards. Sets up a 4th and 1. Cleveland will punt. And this is going to land inside the 20. It'll be returnable. And a return of 11 yards by Woodson to bring it out to the 33. 5:14 left in the opening quarter. No score. Jerome Bettis off tackle right. No gain. So the Steelers will bring in 3 wide receivers for this play. Brown, short slant. And Brown up the middle. Picks up 14 yards. James injured for Cleveland. And they'll bring in Lewis to replace him at free safety. 1st and 10. Steelers at their own 47. John Henry Johnson up the middle, 6 yards. Let's take a look at him real fast. Played on the 1960 Steelers out of St. Mary's, so he was on the Steelers back when they were not a very good franchise at all. It really didn't get started getting good until about 1972. The Immaculate Reception game right before Christmas of 72 changed that franchise around. A guy named Franco Harris, who's riding the pine, at least early on in this season, as they go with Jerome Bettis to be a starter for this Pittsburgh franchise greats team. And it's going to be 2nd and 4 at the 47. Bettis again. And that bus does not get tired. 8-yard pickup. Darden on the tackle for Cleveland. 3:25 left now in the opening quarter. Short out to Heath Miller. He finds him. Pickup of 12. And right now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 27. Okay, so we will go with Jerome Bettis, trap left. Pickup of 3 yards. Minifield on the tackle. And Bettis getting a little tired, so we'll give it to John Henry Johnson. Johnson up the middle for 12 yards. So Pittsburgh having success running the ball early. 12 carries, 61 yards as a team, a 5.1 average. Again, we'll go to Johnson on the dive play. Pickup of 2 this time. And we are winding down to the end of the first quarter. In fact, they will not get another playoff. So, at the end of a quarter, Pittsburgh 3, Cleveland nothing. Back to start the second quarter, and if you were expecting a slobber knocker game, as Al Red Sox fan likes to say, you have found it. We will go to Bettis, trap right. And Bettis picks up 4 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 4. Double tight end look now for the Steelers. And let's see what they do here. Not a lot of good options, but we'll go back to the bus. And he's got the first. They run it on 3rd and 4 from the 6, and they get just enough. They get 5. So now what do? I'm going to go Roethlisberger on a quarterback sneak, hoping to find Paydirt. He does. "16 carries, 73 yards combined for the Steelers so far. They are pounding that rock and doing well. Extra point try. Chuck Noll's got to be happy with this early start for the Steelers. They lead 10-0. I'll point out Paul Brown is on the other opposite sideline coaching the Cleveland Browns. Metcalf back deep for Cleveland. Out to the 10, the 20, the 30, out to the 40, a 34-yard pickup for Eric Metcalf, the son of Terry. 1st and 10 for the Cleveland Browns from there. And it's a pickup of 6. Jim Brown going to try to make an impact on this game, but who knows what impact he will have with his team now trailing by 10 points, although it's early yet. And that was Jack Lambert bringing him down for a 6-yard loss. A 6-yard gain, I'm sorry. 2nd and 4 now at the 46. Pittsburgh, no, we don't want to call a timeout. Hit the wrong button by mistake. Marion Motley. And Motley picks up 5. A rugged runner. Let's take a look at Motley. He played on those AAFC Cleveland Brown teams. He was out of Nevada. He could also play a little linebacker, so he could be a two-way player, and he could return kicks. So played back in an era where, a good offensive player could also play defense. 1st and 10 now for the Browns at the Steeler 49. This time it's a give to Jimmy Brown. Picks up 6 yards. 2nd and 4 now at the 43.
Encroachment defense. Number 68, 5-yard penalty.
Bobby Mitchell got the ball on an end around, but L.C. Greenwood jumped off sides, and they'll take that penalty. 1st and 10 now for Cleveland at the 38. Brown up the middle, 5 yards. Brown now on the day, 4 carries, 22 yards. He caught a pass earlier today for 9. Going to be 2nd and 5 at the 33.
Holding offense. Number 82, 10-yard penalty.
That time, Kellen Winslow gets called. 2nd and 15 at the 43. Graham finding Mitchell, Bobby Mitchell. Dudley brought him down, 11-yard pickup on the play. Now looking at a 3rd and 4 at the 32. And Dudley again making the tackle, but not before Brown picks up another 9 yards through the air. Another 1st down for Cleveland at the 23 as they're marching now. They give to Motley. And Jim Brown is hurt. Jim Brown is hurt and looks like he will be out for a few plays. An undisclosed injury, we hear from the medical staff. So Leroy Kelly goes in for Cleveland. Not a big drop-off of talent there. Leroy Kelly, we'll take a look at him real fast. He was quite a good player, too, out of Morgan State. Could play running back and do a little returning on the side. 2nd and 10 at the Steeler 23. They give to Kelly. And Kelly, like I said, he's good. Pickup of 9 yards. Pete Brewster coming into the game for Cleveland now. They have a 3rd and 1 from the 14. Jim Brown comes back in the game and makes an immediate impact. A touchdown from 14 yards out. And that makes it 10-6, the extra point. Is good. No, I'm sorry, it is not. The ball was fumbled on the snap. Matt Barr running around like a Chinese fire drill, and that was no extra point good. So that's the first missed extra point we have had in HTFL action, and that leaves the score at 10-6 in Pittsburgh's favor. We have Rod Woodson back for Pittsburgh on the kickoff, but he's a yard deep. I think he's going to bring it back. He does.
Holding. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
And Veraccione called for holding, so that was not a wise decision to return it. 1st and 10 now for Pittsburgh at their own 11. That trap right has been working so well for the Steelers. I think they're going to try it again. Here's Jerome Bettis. Pickup of 3. Bettis on the day now, 11 carries for 47 yards. John Henry Johnson, screen pass. Pickup of 2. So it'll now be a 3rd and 5. Could be a dangerous situation here for Pittsburgh at their own 16. They'll go medium slant, and they will look for Hines Ward. And Ward has it. Pickup of 9 yards, number 86 on your program. Out of the University of Georgia, where he played quarterback. Again, the trap play working well for the Steelers. We'll go trap right with the bus. Pick up a 5, but
Holding.
hang on.
Offense. Number 83, 10-yard penalty.
Picks up a holding. It'll be 1st and 20. John Henry Johnson, trap right. Nothing there, very little there, as Shirk came up and lowered the boom on him, a pickup of a yard. 2nd down and 19. So they will bring in 3 wide receivers and look for John Stallworth. And a timeout called by Big Ben on this 2nd and 19 play. They'll call something else here. We'll go to Bettis on the screen. Pickup of 9. Johnson on the tackle. Makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 10. John Stallworth, hero of Super Bowl 14 for Pittsburgh against the Rams as they trailed going into the 4th quarter of that game, 1917, and won 31-19. We'll look for him on a medium hitch. Incomplete pass. Roethlisberger tried to dump it off to Bettis and hoped Bettis could pick up the 1st down. He could not, as he couldn't even hang on to the pass. Jimmy Orr back to punt the ball. And this was fair caught by Metcalf at the 38, a punt of 37 yards. So let's see what Cleveland can do. Trailing 10-6, 3:45 left in the half. In the round play to Mitchell. We saw that earlier. Porter makes the tackle after a gain of 2. And it will now be 2nd and 8 from the 40. Jim Brown picks up 2 yards. 3rd and 6. Polamalu with good defense of Kellen Winslow. Pass incomplete. So the Steelers will get it right back. They will return from the 7 and get 10 yards on the return. Gary Collins was in punt formation, who was also a wide receiver and hero of the Browns winning their last NFL championship in 1964. 2:32. I don't think the Steelers are going to do anything fancy here. They're going to go sweep right with Bettis. Probably run the ball clock to the 2-minute warning. And no gain. Clay Matthews on the tackle for Cleveland. And like I said, they will run it to the 2-minute warning. Go John Henry Johnson. Pitch right. And it's a nice pickup for Johnson, 14 yards. And with that, they'll go no huddle. Antonio Brown short out. They dump it off to Bettis. Jerome Bettis picks up 8 yards, gets out of bounds, so Steelers stop the clock with 1:23 to go. They have 2 timeouts left, and Cleveland has 3. So, shotgun formation, medium pass, Hines Ward. Incomplete. Now a 3rd and 2. 3 wide receivers in the game now for Pittsburgh. Screen pass to Bettis. They get it to Bettis, and he's got a first. Moving into Cleveland territory at the 43, pickup of 18 yards. They'll call timeout. Leave them with 1 to go with 1:09 left on the clock. Bettis having a good day so far. 12 carries, 47 yards. 4 catches, 43 yards. Hines Ward, medium slant. Not there. Incomplete. 1:02 to go. 1:02 seconds left to go. Bettis again. Pitch right. I don't think Cleveland was expecting them to run the ball there, and they pick up a first down. 52 seconds left. Bettis also got out of bounds. John Stallworth, medium out. Caught. 20-yard pickup. And now they're at the Cleveland 13. They will hurry up. Medium slant, Hines Ward. Caught. Touchdown. Hines Ward out of Georgia. Early Super Bowl 40 when they played the Seattle Seahawks. Won convincingly. They'll kick an extra point here. It's good. So with 27 seconds left at halftime, it's 17-6 Cleveland. Cleveland trailing by 11. Pittsburgh leading. Metcalf back for the kick. Will they go to him? I think they're going to kick on an angle. And one of the up men took it. That was Mitchell, and he picks up 26 yards to the 40. 1st and 10 now for the Browns. They have very little time left. 17 seconds to go. That was a screen to Brown. Picks up 13 yards. Ball now at the Pittsburgh 47. I'm going to call a defensive play. I haven't been calling defensive plays in this game because I figure the computer does it better. And that's a little change in policy I have made, but occasionally I'm going to call one, and this is going to be with the ball at the 47. They're going to go for a Hail Mary here, I would think. Deep zone prevent out of the quarter formation. We got 7 defensive backs into the game, hoping to knock this baby down. Caught. Touchdown. Paul Warfield on a Hail Mary. And it was full of grace, and the Lord was with the Browns. Extra point try is good. But that extra point that was missed on Cleveland's first touchdown is looming large. Your score going into the second half will be Pittsburgh 17, Cleveland 13. And we're back for the start of the second half. This halftime break was brought to you by Combos. Nice little pretzel snacks if you can get them at your local store. 17-13, Pittsburgh leading Cleveland. Pittsburgh seemed to dominate most of the first half, but Cleveland drew close on a Hail Mary, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Metcalf back deep. It goes to him. He runs down the right sideline for 29 yards. Cleveland only 143 yards of total offense. Pittsburgh 238. Roethlisberger had a pretty decent first half, 12 out of 19, 137 yards and a touchdown. Otto Graham only threw it 7 times in the first half, 5 out of 7 for 89 yards. But they get the ball to start the second half. 1st and 10 at the 29. Marion Motley picks up 5 yards on the right side. He's 3 carries for 10 yards on the day. Leading rusher is Jim Brown, 6 with 38. 2nd and 5 at the 34. Throws to Motley, complete first down. And we have a brand new quarterback in the game, Milt Plum, as Otto Graham took a pretty big hit, injured leg, and he's out for the game. So Milt Plum, an accurate passer for the Browns after Otto Graham had retired, played in the early 60s, is going to be your quarterback the rest of the way. And that's another first here in HTFL action, a quarterback knocked out of the game. So there's very vicious Pittsburgh defense. Claims ahead, claims a trophy. First and 10 at the 49. And might have been intercepted, but we will not challenge it. Incomplete. Donnie Shell made contact with Bobby Mitchell. And right now you're looking at a second and 10 for Cleveland. Plum finds Kellen Winslow for a pickup of 11 yards. And it's going to be first and 10 Cleveland at the 38. Nothing that time. Shell may have intercepted this pass. Coaching staff of Pittsburgh thinks it's worth a challenge. You only get one challenge in HTFL action. Scoring plays and turnovers are reviewed, but we're going to look at this.
Upon further review, the ball was secured before it hit the ground. Interception, no timeout will be charged.
Big result for Pittsburgh. Interception on an overturned call. Donnie Shell with the interception. First and 10 now for Pittsburgh. And it's going to be Bettis again. And it's going to be a trap right again. Nothing wrong with running a play that the defense might know what's coming if it works. Fenica got hurt, but he will remain in the game for Pittsburgh. One of the guard positions, John Henry Johnson, pitch right. And a fumble, and Cleveland's got it. Minifield scooped it up, and now Cleveland back in business at the 46 of Pittsburgh. 12:07 left in quarter number 3. That's Plum, and he finds Winslow. L.C. Greenwood coming off with an injured toe, so the linebackers for Pittsburgh are now Ham, Lambert, and Porter. Though Greenwood played offensive line, so we'll set the defensive line for Pittsburgh. Greenwood played defensive line, was a defensive end. Stotner comes into the game. Ernie Stotner, who would be a long-time defensive coach in the NFL, and believe he was with the Dallas Cowboys as a defensive assistant, defensive coach. Knows a little something about defense. Meanwhile, first and 10 for Cleveland at the Pittsburgh 34. This time it was Marion Motley picking up 2 yards. Greenwood back in the game now, taking his spot at defensive end. Second and 8. Bobby Mitchell picks up 9 yards. It's a first down for Cleveland. They trail by 4. This time Plum was looking for Paul Warfield. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10. Give to Jim Brown, and he picks
Holding
up 4,
offense
but
number 60, 10-yard penalty.
comes back on a penalty. Going to be second down and 20 now. Plum to Warfield, incomplete. Third and 20. Shotgun. And that bounced off the chest of Bobby Mitchell. He lost it. So now Barr's going to try a 50-yard field goal. Try to cut this lead to a single point. Never had it. No good. It went wide left. So Pittsburgh gets it back. 9:53 to go. John Henry Johnson, please, on a trap right. Johnson also having a pretty good day running the ball. 9 carries, 64. Bettis 14 for 69. First and 10. Now, I think Cleveland's going to try to sniff out the run here. We're going to go long pass, play action, and go looking for Antonio Brown. Caught. Good for 24 yards. And that's going to be a first and 10 now for Pittsburgh at the Cleveland 26 as they try to put a little distance themselves on the scoreboard. Try to pad the lead a little bit. I guess you could call that social distancing. Jerome Bettis, trap right. Pick up of 3. Second down and 7 at the 23-yard line. Johnson, screen. Just short. Just short of the first. They'll put a trio of tight ends into the game for Jerome Bettis on a dive. Gets the first. 6:47 left to go now. I think the Steelers are going to slow it down a little bit. And they're going to run a counter, sweep, Bettis. Some pulling guards, no gain. Clay Matthews trips him up. Played for the Browns back in the 80s. We'll go Bettis, trap right. First you don't succeed. Try Bettis again. Pick up a 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 7 at the 17. Go 4 wide receivers and put a man in motion. Medium pass to Buddy Dial. And Buddy Dial could not find a handle on that. Let's take a look at him real quick, as he has just entered a game. He was on an early 60s incarnation of the Steelers out of the Rice University out of Houston. With a 4th and 7, good odds of making a field goal here. Gary Anderson will try to put him up 7 points, and he does. 4:21 left to go now. 20-13 Steelers. Here's the kick. Eric Metcalf awaiting it. Runs it up to the 10 to the 20, past the 30 to the 31. So Metcalf has had some good returns, but he hasn't broken a big one yet today. Plum back out for Cleveland, spelling Otto Graham, who got hurt earlier in this quarter. 1st and 10. And that time Brown picks up 4 yards to get him to 42 on the day on 7 carries. And right now, time of possession really working in Pittsburgh's favor. We'll take a look at that real fast. 26:58 for Pittsburgh, 13:59 for Cleveland. So on time of possession, they're already up like 2-1 on them. Ball to 35, 2nd and 6. That time it was caught by Winslow, a milk plum pass. Palomalu on the tackle, gain of 9, 1st and 10 at the 44. On the sidelines is Paul Warfield, and he catches it. 24-yard gain, pushed out of bounds by Mel Blount, who was a regular on those great 70s teams the Steelers had. Ball at the 32 now, 1st and 10. Bobby Mitchell on a catch for 21 yards. Rod Woodson makes the tackle. So now the Browns are in business. Touchdown and a successful extra point, which they did not get on their first score, will make it a tie game. Ball to 11. This time they were looking for Winslow, but Jack Ham got a finger on it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 11. Touchdown. They go back to Winslow again, and this time he does catch it. And we are an extra point away from a tie. And here that is. Good. Barr with the extra point. Barr is kicking all the place kicks, and Lou Groza has been kicking off for Cleveland. Right now, your score 20-20. Dead even game. Here's the return. Well, it won't be a return as Woodson will take it 6 yards deep for a touchback. I think Pittsburgh's going to dance with what brought them and pound the rock and go with Bettis on a trap. And it's a trap to the left side, pick up 2 yards. Johnson on the tackle for Cleveland. Zach Miller, short cross. And he's got it. 15 yards. Big Ben on the day. 15 out of 23, 183 yards and a touchdown. Back to Bettis, trap right. But first, it's the end of the third quarter. Good game so far. Pittsburgh 20, Cleveland 20. And now back for the start of the fourth quarter. Big Paulie coming to you. This latest installment of some HTFL action. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing good. And right now it's back to the game. 1st and 10. Steelers at 37. Jerome Bettis has been getting the ball an awful lot. 19 carries. So let's make it 20 with a not tackle right. And that's a 3-yard pickup. Shirk on the tackle for Cleveland. Hines Ward, medium out. Not there. James was injured. And he's out for the game. So we will set the defense for Cleveland. Ford, Burnett, Rimkus, Shirk, Banks, Johnson, Matthews, Dixon, Menafield, Darden, and Lewis. 3rd and 7 now for Pittsburgh. They'll go 3 wide receivers. Medium hitch to Heath Miller. And Miller's got it. Pick up a 14. Back to a base formation for Pittsburgh. Back to the bus. Trap right. Clay Matthews once again reintroduces himself to Jerome Bettis at a Notre Dame. And that's a 1-yard pickup. Johnson, screen pass. Incomplete pass. Intended for John Henry Johnson. We'll go 4 wide receivers this time. Motion, medium pass. Go to John Stallworth. They dump it underneath to Bell, Le'Veon Bell, and he picks up 5. That will not be enough for the first. The ball will be at the 40. They are out of field goal range. Gary Anderson does not have that good a leg to try one from 57, so they will go with a pooch punt, Jimmy Orr. Should point out for this fourth quarter, because we really haven't mentioned it all that much, Cleveland will be going into the wind in this fourth quarter. Pittsburgh will have a wind advantage. 11:56 left in regulation time. And if we go overtime, I should point out the HTFL rules. It's old school overtime. First team to score wins, a 15-minute maximum. Do it like we used to do it before the NFL started changing the rules left and right all over the place. 1st and 10 for Cleveland at their own 11. Marion Motley, trapped to the right, picks up 6 yards. He's now 5 carries, 18 yards on the day. Hasn't really seen the ball much, but neither has Cleveland. Pittsburgh's been dominating the time of possession. 20-20, 11:46 left. Ball to 17 for a 2nd and 4. Palomalu was hurt as Jimmy Brown loses a yard. And that will put Dudley into the game at defensive back. 3rd and 5 for Cleveland. Incomplete. They were looking for Paul Warfield, but the Steelers converge on it. Make sure that play was not going to result in a gain. Steelers are going to go for a block here. They do not get any pressure on it. Woodson signals for a fair catch and lets it roll. Dead at the 44, 40-yard punt. 10:52 now left in regulation time with a 20-20 score. Trap right with the bus. Now bus just motors down the road for 9 yards. Dixon made the tackle. Not usually a good thing if you got your corners making tackles for your defense. 3 wide receivers and 1 running back in the game now for the Steelers. Hines Ward, slant pass. Not there. Dixon did a good job defending it. We'll go back to the bus. Trap right. Not there. No pickup on a 3rd and 1, which now turns into a 4th and 1. Sideline punt for Jimmy Orr. And that's knocked out of bounds at the 13. I picked up the 34 on the punt. 9:09 now left. 20-20. 1st and 10. Long pass caught. Woodson on the tackle, but Bobby Mitchell puts up 31 yards. Bobby Mitchell on the day, 4 carries for 72 yards. Out of Illinois, you see him there. He can also play a little running back for the Browns. 1st and 10 at the 44. And they find Mitchell again, 18-yard pickup. Cleveland really moving the ball. 1st and 10 at the 38. This time goes to Marion Motley on a dump pass, and he picks up 11. And it was Ham who made the stop for the Steelers. Cleveland really moving. 1st and 10 at the 27 as they look for that go-ahead score. Oh, a sack. Joey Porter. Line-slided plum. Not feeling like a plum now, I'm sure of that. 2nd and 17 for Cleveland at the Pittsburgh 34 on a 20-20 tie game. Pickup of 11 yards as Plum checked it down to Jim Brown. That's 4 catches for Jim Brown for 42 yards. 1st and 10 at the 23. I'm sorry, it's not a first down. It's 3rd down and 6 for Cleveland at the 23. So this is a huge play here. Penalty.
Holding. Defense. Number 26.
Woodson called for
5-yard
holding,
penalty.
and that was a
Automatic.
big
1st
call.
down.
That'll give Cleveland the 1st down. Defensive holding is automatically a 1st down in any era. And it's now going to be 1st and 10. Cleveland at the Pittsburgh 18. Looking for Bobby Mitchell, and that was incomplete. Threw in double coverage, did Plum. 2nd and 10 now. That's Jimmy Brown. Picks up 5 yards. Knocks the distance in half. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 at the 13. Another very critical play. No, incomplete. They were looking for, looked like Benton, and he was not there. Incomplete. Ball landed just in front of him. So a 4th and 5. Barr is going to try a 30-yarder. He should make this and give Cleveland the 3-point lead. He does. So with 4:28 left in regulation, it's now Cleveland 23, Pittsburgh 20. Woodson back to receive this kick, and it's returnable out to the 24. So, Steelers, for the first time today, they got work to do. Sweep right, Jerome Bettis. They're going to keep trying to pound the rock, but Matthews, with his 10th tackle on the day, and this one holds Bettis to no gain. So when do you start throwing? If you're Pittsburgh, we'll go to Antonio Brown on a hitch. Not there. Shotgun motion formation, medium pass. And this time they're going to go looking for Buddy Dial. Dial wants a flag. Looks like there was contact.
Review, the ball was secured before it hit the
and
ground.
It's an interception.
Interception. No timeout will be charged.
Interception, Cleveland. And they looked at it on an instant replay. Tom Darden, sporting a very nice afro there, with his first pick. And now Cleveland in command of this game. with only a 3-point lead, but they have the ball. And, they always say possession is 9/10 of the law. So Cleveland in business. 1st and 10 at the 33. Porter on the
Holding
tackle. A
offense.
holding call.
Number 42, 10-yard penalty.
That will move him back. 1st and 20. Mitchell again. And that's a 12-yard pickup. Mitchell now 5 catches on the day, 90 yards, and actually had a running play for 2 yards. They like using him on the end arounds. 2nd and 8, now at the 31. Pickup of 2 yards by Motley. Donnie Shell came along to make the tackle. And right now you're looking at a 3rd and 6. Very critical play. Clock running. I don't think the Steelers would want to use a timeout here, so they will not. Save those for offense, or if they get a first down, they could just bang them out on the following 3 plays. So here's the situation. It's 3rd and 6 at the 29, 2 minutes to go. What will happen here? A penalty. That's what will happen.
Start. Offense. Number 66, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
That sets up a 3rd and 11. Ball at the 34. Again, very critical play here. And it's caught by Winslow, and that's a first down. Pittsburgh will bang a timeout. And it's looking good for Cleveland. Trailed 17-6 at one point, but that Hail Mary catch at the end of the first half seemed to have changed everything, and they started playing with a little more poise. And they have a 23-20 lead. Minute 49 to go. 1st and 10 at the 22. Another first down will really be a backbreaker for Pittsburgh. Motley. He's got 4 more yards. Pittsburgh bangs another timeout. They have 1 left. 1:41 to go. 2nd and 6. This time only a yard for Brown. Another timeout. Because you never know, Cleveland might throw the ball here and stop the clock for Pittsburgh. A 3rd and 5. We are going to key on Jimmy Brown. But they throw, and it's caught, and that's the game. Woodson tackles Benton at the 2, and they're down to a minute 24, and the Steelers don't have any timeouts, so this game is over. Brown will score an easy touchdown to make it 29-20. The extra point will make it 30-20, but it's all academic at this point. Here's the kick, taken by an upback as they squibbed it. Chandois picked it up at the 31, ran it back for 15. Shotgun formation, head out of bounds, guys. And we'll go a long pass and hope for a miracle. Buddy Dial. Incomplete. 22 seconds to go. Stallworth, medium fly. We'll make that. Can't throw it out. We'll medium fly. He's got it, but that's problematic for Pittsburgh. They're going to have to strike the ball. And there's only 15 seconds left, so they cannot win this game. And they stop it with 4 seconds to go. So they'll just throw a Hail Mary here and hope for some luck. John Stallworth will be the intended receiver. But this one is over. And that's it. Your final score. Cleveland comes all the way back and beats Pittsburgh, your final 30-20. And there's your scoring summary. Pittsburgh started off good, but Cleveland showed the resiliency and came back with that Hail Mary, a 47-yard pass by Graham to Warfield, and Plum came in and tied the game with an 11-yard pass to Winslow. Then Matt Barr, I should say, kicked a 30-yard field goal at 4:28 left to go, and then Jim Brown ran that touchdown in to ice it. And Cleveland is your winners, 30-20. Look at the standings real fast. That was a game in the lower North Division. So Cleveland now joins Cincinnati at 1-0. And we haven't had a game in the upper North yet. Coming up Monday, as I will be taking a break tomorrow, I'm recording this on Saturday, May the 16th, so I will be taking a break tomorrow and come back to you on Monday. Tennessee, with Steve McNair, traveling to Peyton's Place, Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium. Tennessee and Indianapolis will be our next game. And I hope you enjoyed today's game. It was a good one. Again, your final score, Cleveland 30-20 over Pittsburgh. Tennessee and Indianapolis in 2 days' time. And I will catch you then. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Stay safe. Have fun.